Let's talk about all of this. Joining us today to piece through all of that and so much more is Congressman Joe Garcia, the freshman Democrat representing South Dade and the Florida Keys, and he's joined by Mayra Rubio Limon, one of the so-called dreamers, a formerly undocumented immigrant from Mexico who came here as a baby. She attended the State of the Union Tuesday and actually got to see the President and First Lady up close. Welcome to both of you.
Hi.
Hi there. So we'll make him wait for a second. I want to talk to you because I've never been to a State of the Union.
Okay.
What was it like to be in the gallery for a State of the Union address?
Historic, especially for someone like me who is undocumented. I have a status because of the deferred action, but never in my wildest dreams did I think I would get to attend a State of the Union.
So just a little bit, you came to the United States as a baby, as an infant from Mexico. You didn't even realize you were undocumented until you started asking some questions of your parents around 16.
Right.
Your mother, your father, your older brother, they are undocumented right now and could risk deportation at any minute. That's one of the reasons why you're out speaking as you are.
Correct. Luckily, my brother is documented as well, so my mother and my father are the ones who have no status.
And you were covered by the executive order that the president signed last year that extended sort of the ability for you to now be in this country legally.
Correct.
You actually, as part of the State of the Union, I understand that Congressman Garcia stuck you in some back passage or something, and you got to actually shake hands with the President and the First Lady?
Yeah, I'm very lucky. I had the opportunity to shake their hand and let them know who I am, that I'm very thankful for DACA because it has helped me progress. Now I'm in school, I'm able to drive now, so I just wanted to give him thanks for that.
Real quick, who had the better handshake? Who had the stronger handshake? President Obama or the First Lady?
The First Lady.
A little stronger.
A little stronger.
Yeah. Congressman, let's bring you into this. Let's pick up on this conversation about immigration reform. She's lucky she has status. Absolutely. Her parents do not. You know, are we going to get immigration reform this year?
Look, Jim, we can hope. I mean, we got from the Republicans on Thursday principles, right? We've been at this now trying to get it done for over 4 years. They've been promising to do it. They've got principles. We don't have a bill. And a bill that the principles don't allow a pathway to citizenship for everyone, which, you know, our point, the bill that was passed out of the Senate, bipartisan, Marco Rubio signed it, Bob Menendez, Bill Nelson, is a bill that, you know, tells you to pay your back taxes, learn English, learn civics, wait 11 years, and then you get to be a citizen and you get at the back of the line.
But let me ask you this. If a pathway to citizenship was so important, why didn't the President include those words in a State of the Union this year as he did last year? He made no mention of a pathway to citizenship this year.
He didn't because he knows they can't go there. I mean, Jim, as respectful as I can try to be with the Republicans, you're dealing with xenophobia. The majority of their caucus is in a bad place on this issue. And, you know, it's sort of like you walk into a room of misogynists and you say, I want you to figure out the female policy for this company, and you leave the room. You come back 6 months later and they're talking about skirt length and high heels, right? This has nothing to do with the reality. And much of their conversation has been about punishing, deporting, as Romney talked about, self-deportation, which caused him untold problems at the polls. So that's what we need to do. They may not go there. I don't know where they're going to go, but the President has decided, and it's a very forceful decision, is let's take a step back. Give us something so that we can look at it. We did the hard part. We agreed to this bill. Jim, I've got 100, I want to be clear. Okay. There are 198 Democrats in the United States House of Representatives. 193 of them signed my bill. That's 98%. We only have 3 Republicans, and I congratulate Ileana for being one of them.
Well, but let me back up a second. Are you willing to see a bill move forward? And the way this is now going to happen is we're going to do a piecemeal. The Senate did a big comprehensive immigration package. The Speaker Boehner has said he will not deal with the Senate bill, will not look at it, will not give it a hearing, will not talk about it, and has no interest in trying to do a large comprehensive bill. He wants to do bite-sized chunks of the bill, break it up, and move forward with border security, E-Verify, things like that. But one thing it seems pretty clear is that whatever the sum total is, it will not include a pathway to citizenship. Will you accept bills, ultimately, that do not guarantee a pathway to citizenship?
We can't discuss a magic formula, right? For a bill to pass, it must not only pass the House, it must go through the Senate. And the Senate generally is the more difficult place to get things done, because in the end, majority rules in the House. Now, if Speaker Boehner puts out a bill The Senate may put out a very different bill. We still have to go to compromise. But the Senate has put out a very different bill. The problem is, Jim, it's like eating pizza, right? All the parts are there. Cheese, pepperoni, and bread. But it's only a pizza if all together. Immigration is so complicated that every time you touch one little piece, it affects another piece.
All right, but again, I'm not getting a straight answer. I'm going to push it one more time. Is it your impression that the president has given up on pathway to citizenship?
It is my impression that the president, and by the way, I agree with him here, is letting them do it. And if this is all they're going to do it, we'll look at it. But I think of her. I think of her that she may come home tonight, and there may be an INS Homeland Security raid at her home, and her parents will be deported. She can't do anything about it. Almost 2 million people have been deported in the last 2 years by this. Our president, the president of the United States, has deported more people than any president in the history of the United States. More than, as much as they talk about him being a softie on immigration.
All right, let me just bring, when you watch this and you see the debates that take place from a very abstract standpoint in Washington, give me your impressions. How does it make you feel just sort of watching this? What don't they understand? What don't the politicians in Washington understand about this issue?
Our lives are at risk here. This is our future. These are our dreams, my family. You know, this country talks about family, right? How important it is and how we rely on it. But they don't understand that this is my life. One decision can change everything for me. The day my parents go back to Mexico, where am I going to be? I'm 22 years old. My sister is 11 years old. Where is she going to end up? Is she going to end up in foster care? Is she going to end up in the streets? I don't know. These are our lives, our dreams. This is why we came here. So. And
just real quickly, I want to let him in. Your dad works a piece of land that he's able to operate and raises some vegetables and fruits and things in Homestead, and your mom sells them at a fruit stand. You know, so you're independent. I mean, your family's been able to raise you. You go to Miami-Dade College. You're a good student there.
We have not been living off of the government. You know, I can say that we have no health insurance. We pay our taxes. We're responsible. We have no criminal records. We have done nothing but be good citizens to this country, except we don't have a number.
Joe, go ahead.
Mayra is American in everything except a document. She arrived here at 3 months of age. She couldn't have committed a crime. A 3-month-old can't say, let me cross the border. She was brought into this country. She went to school with our kids. She grew up in my community. She grew up in Homestead, a district I represent. She's worked the fields. She is as American. She's more American than Hamilton, who spent the early years of his life living in Jamaica. So the reality is, what we need to do is find a way to make her life better, because it makes us better. Immigration is good for the economy and good for the country.
This debate about whether or not people should have a pathway to citizenship. Do you want to be a citizen?
Of course.
Do your parents want to be citizens?
Of course.
Do they? Tell me why that's important to them.
Because Joe said, we're a citizen in every way. All we're missing is a number. Why not have the right to vote? If we've given to this country, I think the least we deserve is to be in peace, to live outside of the shadows, to be able to give back to this country everything it's given us.
And your parents have been here for more than 21 years.
More than 21 years. My mom was 15. My dad was about 20 when he came here. You know, we've lived most of our lives here. And
so
we
this
just
notion of having
back.
them go back and start over, it's pretty ridiculous.
It's pretty ridiculous. I mean, all we want to do is contribute to a country that has given us so much. We're not asking for much more than that.
Mayra, I'm going to give you the last word on that, not the congressman. I'll let you have the last word on immigration. We're going to take a break. Mayra, thank you for joining us, and then Congressman and I will talk about some of the economic issues ahead. We'll be right back.